Hello, participants, and welcome to today's event, Better Together series featuring Microsoft Word and Outlook. I am Clarice, your moderator for today. Before we begin, we'd like to remind you of some house rules. Today's event is being recorded on behalf of Line Learning and Development Solutions. If you do not consent to be part of the recorded session, please disconnect your line at this time. On to the session. Our speaker for the Outlook session is Mr. John Erwin Magno. He is an advocate of adoption and change management following the ADKAR model. He used to work at Microsoft Philippines as a product specialist and account technology strategist. He was awarded as a Microsoft MVP for Office System. His achievements include being a Microsoft Innovative Educator Master Trainer, a Microsoft Certified Educator, Microsoft Office Specialist Master, and a Global Minecraft Mentor Trainer. He is the president and founder of Line Learning and Development Solutions. Joining him for the Word session is Mr. Eufer Pasion, who is a technology specialist, enthusiast, and an education advocate. He used to work at Microsoft Philippines as a product specialist for Windows and was a territory channel manager handling accounts in the education space. He was also awarded as a Microsoft MVP for Windows System, and now he is the co-founder and chief of operations of Line Learning and Development Solutions. Without further ado, please do welcome Mr. John Erwin Magno and Mr. Eufer Pasion.
So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I'm Erwin. Not part of the slide is actually I'm a father and at the same time leading the company, Line Learning and Development Solutions. So imagine what it's like juggling like at home. And so for those who are our parents here, I feel you and I adore you. So please bear with me if in case you will hear my baby crying or probably laughing during the session. Okay, so how about you, Eufer? What's something unique
Hi,
about you that is
good
not part of the
evening, good
slide?
afternoon, good morning. So, yeah, not part of the slide. I'm actually a medical technologist by profession. And if you're going to ask me what I'm doing here, it's just so happened that I just love IT and I have the passion of to teach. There you go. All right, Erwin, so take it away so that we can now start with our discussion.
Okay, great. Thank you, Eufer. So just to share to everyone and for you, Eufer, I did my devotion this morning, and the passage is about Ecclesiastes 4:9, where it says, "Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor." So similar to our Better Together series, in terms of collaboration, we were gonna talk two applications for today, and that is Word and Outlook. And of course, in a workplace, it is better to work something with someone or with a team.
Tama ka dyan, Erwin, no? So very timely yung verse na nabasa mo.
Yes, exactly. So I hope it's gonna be the same thing moving forward. So as a change practitioner myself, we are following two models for this series. So first is the ADKAR model created by Prosci. So the ADKAR stands for awareness. So again, this session is more of giving you awareness of what the technology can do. And hopefully you will have that desire to change in terms of what you do into the workplace. And having said that, in terms of the knowledge that we're going to impart you, we hope that you would be able to apply it and have that ability to change what you do currently to what you can do with the latest technology. And then lastly, later on, if you're going to stay with us, we're going to do an announcement. And in terms of that, that is actually reinforcement. Okay, so please stay tuned. At the end of the session, we're going to give you an announcement in terms of what's in it for you staying on this session on this series. Okay, so another model that we've talked about that I've been talking about is the Mocha architecture. This is created by Microsoft, and this is built on top of the ADKAR model. So it is called Modern Collaboration Architecture. So with a lot of applications available inside Office 365, so if you try to search for it, sometimes you don't know now when to use what. You're familiar with Word, you're familiar with Excel, PowerPoint, and then a few years later, Microsoft introduces Microsoft Teams, Planner, To Do, etc., etc. So there are a lot of applications, and there are reasons why they created it. So for this series, we're gonna help you somehow to understand on this model. Of course, in this scenario, we're gonna talk first about more of the individual productivity. Okay, so before you actually contribute or boost your productivity inside the workplace, you should be knowledgeable in terms of what you can do personally. Okay, so we're gonna teach you how to do some tips and tricks, saving you time, managing your calendars, especially for today. We're gonna talk about Outlook, and later on, you first gonna show you using Microsoft Word on some of the tips and tricks way back on the old version that you can still do today. And another that we need to embrace is working with the team. So in the series, we're gonna include also Microsoft Teams as part of the Better Together series so that you would be able to adjust and adapt. How do you work as an individual contributor working with a team to really maximize the collaboration tools that Microsoft offers? And lastly, at the end of the session, we're gonna show you how you can connect with the community. So later on, we're gonna announce that you can be part of a local, or in the Philippines, you can be part of the community in terms of modern collaboration. So please stay tuned. And having this tree will actually benefit for the whole organization. I think we all know that when we work with a company, it is better that, we can really improve our productivity, not just an individual or the team or even a community.
Yeah. Yes. And right now, with our series, we'll be focusing more on individual productivity. Of course, we'll be discussing tips for you for team productivity and also some things that you can do with the community as well. This will be, for the benefit of our not just your organization, but our organization.
Okay, so we're gonna start with a scenario. So let's all imagine everyone in this call or in this someone who is watching in YouTube. Erwin and Eufer works in Contoso, and we're actually using Office 365. So in this scenario, I'm gonna use Microsoft Outlook to manage my email, and I'll send emails to Eufer. So the new way of sending email. Okay. Another is I'm gonna delegate some work to Eufer. I'm gonna use Outlook as my communication medium, and then Eufer will edit and format the document using Microsoft Word. So you're ever so loving Microsoft Word. Okay. Now, some things that we're gonna discuss, or just to set the tone, we're actually both using Windows 10 as our operating system. We're actually using Office 365. So when you use Office 365, you always get the latest version. That's why we have Office 2019 installed in our computer. And somehow we will have a touch point on using OneDrive for Business. Okay, so it's actually your file storage, your online file storage, using Office 365. Not part of the discussion. We're not going to talk about the Mac version, the online version, or even the mobile version. Now, before we go to the application itself, let me just share you a tip that I've learned before from the first time I've used Outlook. So, Eufer, when was the first time you used Outlook, by the way?
I can't remember, but I've tried using Outlook when I'm still working as a medical technologist. I think that was Outlook 2003 before.
Wow, that's really great, Eufer. Actually, the first time I've used Outlook, believe it or not, is when I started working at Microsoft, and that is Outlook 2010.
2010. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. So as you know, we both of us worked with Microsoft before, and parang 1 week lang yata yung pagitan namin, no, when we were hired. Yan.
Yeah, that's correct, Eufer. No? So, well, the benefit of using Outlook, no, when I started using it is if I don't have internet access, I can still open and access those emails, create emails, send, and it will go to my outbox and wait for me to have an internet connection for it to be sent. Diba?
Agree.
So
That's the
that's one
beauty of
benefit.
Outlook. Yeah.
Yeah. Before the challenge really, Ufer, is nung wala pa yung Office 365, remember that you have to archive.
I remember that.
You
Yeah.
always
So
do archive.
if you're using the Exchange server, that's the server for email in Microsoft, right? So if it's on-premise siya, ganyan, nandun lang siya sa data center mo, so medyo limited yung storage natin.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ufer, diba? Using the Outlook application itself, you can also sync your Gmail or your if you're still using Yahoo Mail, that's actually possible. You just
Yeah,
have
I'm
to have
doing
that
that.
configuration.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm doing that. So it's connected. So my Gmail is connected, my personal email is connected, and of course my work email is connected in Outlook. So all in one, I can actually, I have a view of all my emails, including the all the subscriptions na minsan hindi ko na kailangan. Yeah.
actually, the benefit of that, no, instead of opening different browsers, you have one view na lang, no?
Yes, one view na lang, 'di ba? So hindi ko na kailangan pumunta pa online just for me to. So I'll just open Outlook, I'll wait for it to sync, and then I can just read and delete some emails.
Correct. Okay, thank you for sharing your experience of using Outlook. Again, having said that, with a lot of emails coming in inside your Outlook program, I'm gonna share you the 4 Ds in email management. That's delete, defer, delegate, and do. So when you delete, of course, when you receive an email like subscriptions that you don't read, of course, the best way is to unsubscribe if you don't need to. But in terms of the email that you don't have any concern with, just directly delete it. And then after that, if you think that the email is gonna take you longer, like more than 5 minutes to answer, that's the time you defer it. Meaning to say, you set an appointment, you set a calendar for you to do it. And then if it's something that is not your concern, or someone address you to this email, and then you think another person or someone who is best to answer to that email, you have to delegate it so that you will not be a blocker. Okay, so it will actually boost your time management in terms of emails. So you have to delegate to people. Okay, and for me, that's actually what I'm trying to do with you for later. I'm gonna delegate some of my work.
Can I just delete all?
Please don't do it. Okay, so in for this email management, if it's going to be less than 5 minutes, just do it. Okay, else you have to defer it. So that's why in this scenario, it depends. It's not sequential. It's more of a the things that you need to do in terms of email management. So here in this demo, I'll just more of doing do and then defer, delete, and then delegate. So the last part wherein I'll delegate an email to you for, that's the time we're gonna do a demo about it. Okay? So I think we're good. Let's open my Outlook demo. So let me share my screen. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is to click onto the start button, or you can actually use the search icon and then type in Microsoft Outlook. For in this scenario, I'll just click here in all my applications and then click on the Outlook icon. So it will show you the splash screen, and then from here, this is my Outlook program. Okay, now the first thing that I need to show you is to check what are the emails that I've been mentioned. So, di ba remember, Eufer, did you have this encounter wherein the first time you open Outlook in a day, you receive how many unread emails? So, I'm just curious, Eufer, no, how many unread emails do you receive during the day?
So, yeah. So during my time in Microsoft, close to 200, 250. Right now with line learning, close to 50 emails a day, including yung mga subscriptions na hindi mo naman kailangan basahin lahat. Yeah, so ganun kadami.
Yeah, and being productive, no, Eufer, no, aside from, di ba, when you were working in Microsoft, you have 250 emails. The challenge there is to really to check what of those all of those emails, how do you know if this is something important to me? 'Di ba?
Yes. So, ako, one tip sa akin, I actually create rules, no, though it's not part of our conversation today. I
Mhm.
create rules na yung mga parang informative lang na emails, I actually put it automatically in a folder. So pag bumagsak sa inbox ko, automatic siya pupunta dun sa isang folder na yon para yung mga importante lang yung makikita ko dun sa inbox.
Oh, okay. Actually, ano, no, that is an advanced capability, no.
Yes.
Probably if it's something that is important to you, you can use the chat box, or if this is on YouTube, please write in comment. Please do or show us how to do rules, or advanced features of using rules, 'di ba? May ganun pa, advanced
We
features of
we can
using
do
rules.
that. We can do that. We can create content naman for that. But for the meantime, dito muna tayo sa medyo basic ng konti, no?
Yeah, okay. So, for this, we're just gonna show you some of the features that is included in Office 365 already. The advantage of using Office 365, there is the capability to use at mentions in an email. So if you're familiar, if you've been using Facebook, if you've been using Twitter, di ba? When you type, you just put an at symbol, and then you mention someone, and then automatically it gives notification to another person. In this scenario, inside Outlook, the advantage of doing that is actually you can prioritize or filter your emails that you've been mentioned to, okay, or na-mention ka. So let's say, for example, in this scenario, notice here, no, I have it already na may naka-at dito, meaning to say, I was mentioned in this email. But if you have multiple emails, unread emails, and you want to focus only on the emails that is directed to you, you can click here by date and then change it to mentioned mail. Okay? By doing that, it actually filters to all of the emails na kailangan mo lang i-answer. So from here, you can actually, following the 4Ds in email management, you can now do it. So if it's something that is answerable by yes or no, you can actually do so. But if it's something that is gonna take more than 5 minutes of your time, my tip for you is to use the flag. If I'm using my mouse here, I'm just gonna mouse over on this area. You will notice an icon, the flag icon. So once you click here, it actually tags it that you have a task for today. Now, if it's an email that you think it's gonna take you more than, or probably by next week for you to answer because you're someone like your boss is out of the country and you need his or her approval on it before you actually sending an email, you can actually right click onto the email and then change the setting in terms of is it today, tomorrow, or you can actually do a customized flag wherein you can have a specific date for it. So in this scenario, just click on this week. Okay, so that's actually how you manage your emails in terms of conversation. Now, notice you have tasks here, no? So, sino dito or guilty of having different tasks? You have your sticky notes, you have your notebook, or you have your planner. And sometimes, diba, when you have all of those things, you don't know really when to use what or when to check. May ganyan ka ba
Totoo.
scenario for?
Well, if you take a look on my workplace right now in my mini office, no, well, it's located in my room, but I actually still have a cork board in front
Mhm.
of me because, well, sometimes, no, parang maganda pa rin yung may nakikita ka na physical or some people, no, I know one of our colleague before, mas gusto nila yung sinusulat yung task nila and it's very satisfying to cross it out. So
Mhm.
it's all up to you how you really manage it. But my suggestion will be is to just use one thing or tool for you to monitor your task para mas hindi ka nalilito.
Yeah. Again, we are not saying 100% na kailangan gawin nyo what we're doing. This is actually an option for you. If you're someone like our good friend, di ba, si Kla, who is an environmentalist, who promotes, di ba, talagang don't use paper, tapos ito throw mo lang din, di ba, and you're not gonna reuse it, you might as well use the digital platform na lang din, di ba? So from here, um, to see all of your tasks, you can actually go to the lower left area of your screen and then look for tasks. But I'm gonna show you something way more advanced of using tasks. Okay, so from here, di ba, pwede ka naman maglagay dito and you can actually check if you're done with an email or what. Probably the best scenario, if you're gonna defer it, remember the 4Ds in email management, you go here in the calendar icon. Okay, so by default in the calendar icon, you don't have this option, the task. Okay, so let me just show you how to turn it off first, and then I'm gonna show you how to turn it on. So from here in the view tab, I'll just click on off. So by default, you will see all of your calendar of activities. Okay, please ensure or please maximize the use of calendar. So probably in the future session, we're gonna have a session on calendar management. Okay, if you're interested, again, please use the chat box or the comment section in our YouTube page. Now, the advantage of using flags or the task is when you click on open or you click on normal in the view tab, it actually shows here all of the tasks that you need to do for today. So remember, when you flag an email, by clicking on it, it goes directly for today. But of course, if it's going to be on to the next day, or it's going to be on Wednesday, everything here that is scheduled for today will be moved on Wednesday. Not unless the email was really directed onto that specific date. Okay? You can actually move this. Let's say, for example, the test only email, I can move it here or probably on Thursday. So it would be my checklist for that area or for that day. Or if you think like your audio conferencing for Microsoft, etc., okay, if you want to do it today, you can actually set a calendar for it by clicking on it and then drag it onto the calendar view. Okay, so or the calendar, what you call this, Eufer? Area.
Your schedule view, yeah.
Yeah, your schedule view.
Bakit
So
parang hindi ko alam yan?
okay, so actually, ano yan, medyo advanced tayo. So it's we're gonna do from a basic to advanced. So ito yung mga, if you are an advanced user, this is something that can benefit you. So you can actually drag it here, and then you can select siguro if it's gonna take you an hour, you can block it. Okay. Why
So,
are you
yeah,
doing this?
that's actually cool, no? Kasi when you see your task here there na naka-flag, better siguro pag may reminder ka. And what I like about calendar is it actually reminds me like 15-30 minutes before the scheduled, kahit hindi meeting, basta in-schedule ko or nilagay ko sa calendar ko, it actually has my reminder.
Yeah, exactly, Eufer. So imagine in a scenario then, Eufer, no, in a daily work, especially we're doing virtual office now, 'di ba? So what's really nice about this is if you put a calendar or if you set a calendar on it, people will not set a meeting with you on this date and time. And at the same time, this task kasi, di ba, sabihin mo, it is something like an admin task that is going to take your time, no? If you don't put it in your calendar, paano mo ipapasok yung task mo for that day or that time? Di ba? How you're gonna finish it and how do you have that focus on that area? Kaya minsan, napapansin ko in other people, no, when they're doing their task, nagugulat sila, ay, ang dami ng email. Sakit sa ulo. So, pasok ng pasok because you're actually allowing the system to get over or the system manages you. Hindi ikaw yung nagmamanage ng system. So, for you to be able to manage it, you have to have that habit and this kind of model on your daily activities so that everyone would know na, okay, I think Eufer is blocking on this area. Sometimes kasi, di ba, using Outlook, you can actually see the calendar of others, no? Especially if that is your boss, di ba? So it actually blocks your time, and that will actually give you focus and boost your productivity at the same time. Okay? So we're good with this. So again, calendar is something that we can discuss in the future. This is more of a scenario session using Outlook.
So,
Okay?
Erwin, there's a question.
Okay.
Available ba yung task na yan on on Outlook Online. So I know that we are not going to discuss this, but it's just a question. Perhaps you can address it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quick answer, yes, it's available in Outlook Online. So if you have time, you can actually explore, or probably if in the chat section, we're gonna put a link how to do it. Okay. Now, another scenario that I can share to you now. So we're done with do, okay? We're done with delegate or probably defer. The next session or the next part of our session would be more of deleting. Okay. So from here, notice I have two emails that has the same subject line. We have conversation demo. In Outlook, there is this functionality in the View tab called Show as Conversations. So if I click on that, let's say, for example, in this folder, you can have, if you have your email addresses sync into your email, you can just do all mailbox. For this scenario, I'll just click this folder. It actually groups all of the emails having the same subject line. Okay? So the advantage of that, without you moving back and forth, scrolling down from your email mailbox, the good thing here is it's under one view or one conversation. Okay? Now, of course, the challenge of having conversations, minsan the bulk of unread emails are here. Diba? Sometimes people use Outlook email as a chat conversation. Have you experienced that, Eufer?
Totoo yan. And looking at this demo, ginawa nating conversation just for the sake of demo, right?
Yeah, of course. Like I asked you for kindly respond for demo for our demo. Sure thing. So it's like a chat conversation. There is actually an application for you to do that, and that's Microsoft Teams. That's going to be on the future session. But just for the sake of showing you how this works and my demo of deleting emails, this is what we're gonna do. So let me just change everything to unread. So let's say I have inbox 17 unread mailbox. The good thing of using the functionality on deleting Outlook emails or in Outlook, there is this feature called clean up conversation. Okay? So, wow, clean up conversation. How does it work? So, imagine, remember, you have 5 emails. So, I sent an email to Eufer. I said hi. Eufer said hello. I said, how are you? Eufer said, I'm fine. And then thank you. So, all of those are in one conversation. The good thing with the conversation view and using the cleanup conversation, it actually deletes the unnecessary emails because all of those emails are on the last email that you first sent. Okay? So that's how it works. Now, for us to demo that, let me just click on this. You have two options. You can click onto the conversation or onto that email. You right click and then select clean up conversation. Another way for you to clean up the conversation is by going to the home tab, and under the delete section, you have this icon called cleanup. When you click onto the icon, you have three options. You can clean up conversation, or if you want from all of your mailbox, everything will be deleted for those redundant emails. You just click clean up folder and subfolders. Okay, before I use this cleanup conversation, let me just take note. Remember, I showed you mention before and then flag. The first time when you open your Outlook program and then click cleanup conversation, some of the mentioned email automatically deletes when you click cleanup conversation. That's why I showed you first the mention muna and then flag it so that when I click cleanup conversation, it doesn't go then also to the deleted items. Okay, so yun, take note lang. So in this demo, again, I'll just click on clean up conversation or clean up folder. Okay, so notice I have here 17 unread emails. If I click clean up folder, okay, no messages were cleaned up. Why? So remember I told you about flagging the email, the importance of flagging it. It will not be deleted. So let's say, for example, I already checked it and probably you have an email. Okay, I'll just click unread. So shortcut for unread email is Control U. Okay, there you go. And then if you want to read the email or mark it as red, you press Control Q. Okay, just a tip for you in terms of using the keyboard shortcuts. Okay, now again, I have here 1700 emails. Okay, I'll just click here on cleanup folder and then select cleanup folder. So notice from 17 it goes to 16. Okay, reason why 16 because the two emails kasi was sent by me. Okay, automatic naman kasi it goes to your inbox just all of the emails that was sent to you. Okay, so nabawasan tayo na isa. So imagine if you have 250 emails. When I was in Microsoft, I also received that same amount of email. It actually cuts down up to my experience up to 25% of my mailbox, because again, that time people doesn't use a communication medium like Microsoft Teams, and during that time was Skype for Business. Okay, or for those people who are still using Link, there is Link or Microsoft Office Communicator.
Grabe, napakaluma na yun. Wala na yun.
Exactly. Okay. Going back, so we're done with, in terms of the do, we're done with the delete, we're done with the delegate, or probably the defer. Now it's time for me to delegate an email. So I think you first sent me something, the sample document here. Okay. So let's say, for example, he's asking me to do something about it. Probably I'll just respond to that email. Okay. So I'll just click on the reply all icon. Okay. So notice in Outlook on the latest version, it goes on the same page. But if you want to have more options, you just click on the pop out conversation. So if I click on pop out, I have more options in terms of managing our email. Again, we can have different sessions from this because there are a lot of cool functionalities here or hidden gems that you can maximize in sending an email. For this scenario, I'm gonna do something that is unconventional. Unconventional in such a way na, Eufer, remember, diba, I have my kid, and sometimes my kid always, wants me to bring him, diba, parang I always have to do parang multitask. I need to do multitask, diba? So sometimes it's hard for me to type, diba? And majority, diba, would agree na every time you send an email, you have to type. But what if I tell you that you can actually multitask? Right? I can carry my baby, and at the same time, I can send an email to you first. So probably I'll just do simple clicks, and then from here in Outlook, using the 365 version, okay, I have the dictate functionality under the message tab. Okay, so from the dictate functionality, you can see a lot of supported languages in terms of using this functionality. Let's say, for example, I'll just type in first tagging Eufer at Eufer. Again, you use at mention the symbol to tag Eufer, so that when I send this to his email, automatically Eufer can filter it by mentions. Okay, and then from here I can choose, just for the sake of demo, I'll click on Spain. Let's say I click on dictate. Me encarta Microsoft Outlook, or rather, me encanta Microsoft Outlook. So it's not 100%, especially if you're talking in different language at the same time. So you have to delete. So I use Spanish. Supposedly that's really me encanta, meaning to say I love Microsoft Outlook.
Akala ko engkanto.
That's the challenge. No? So currently Filipino is not listed here, or Tagalog, no. Probably in the future, since everything is cloud-based, everything is in the cloud, and machine learning is here. Eventually, I think, hopefully, we can actually vote for it, no, to have that functionality in Microsoft Outlook. Again, let's just use English for the sake of demo, and I'm gonna say something to you first. So I'll click on dictate. Good day. Kindly send the email with the attachment here. Please change the title into a bigger font size, or probably change the color, make some changes, Next line. Include paragraphs or probably include images at the same time. Next line. Also include page breaks in different chapters. New paragraph. Thank you so much! Exclamation point, smiley face. So just click again the dictate button for you to stop, or just press any key like escape key to stop the recording. And then I'll just type here cheers, my name. Again, you can actually use signature para automatic, pero that's on the future sessions. I'll just click on attach file and then look for the attached item. So this is the traditional. Probably later we can show you how to do it manually or automatically. So I'll just click on browse this PC and then look for my attachment. I think it's on my desktop. This is the project proposal, so Eufer can edit it. I'll just click onto the insert button, and then again, imagine me typing, or this is actually great if someone is having a hard time, or probably those people who have special needs in terms of typing. So this is actually a great tool for you. So from here, I'll just click on send, and then sending message 1 of 1. From here, so let me just check my sent items. There you go. It's already in my sent items. It was sent to Eufer. So again, thank you so much. That's the end of my demo. I'll pass you over to Eufer to do the project proposal using Microsoft Word.
All right. Thank you, Erwin. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so you can see my screen now.
Yep.
Okay.
Can see it.
So I already received the document here, and let me open it. Okay, so you can also double click if mas nasanay kayo doon. Okay, so here's the document here. So I'll start with shortcuts, right, or mouse shortcuts. When you select Word, okay, usually we do this, or we press Shift in our keyboard and the arrow keys, right? So on a mouse, ako mouse slave ako, so inaamin ko yan. You can actually double click the word to select it. How about triple click? So triple click will select the paragraph. And how about a sentence? So sentence will be just control left click. Okay, so again, for you to select a sentence, just click or press control left click. And there you go. In the instruction in the email, so I need to, format the headings of this document. And most of the time, when we format our headings, as you can see here, yung size ng chapter 1 is bigger than chapter 2. And then this one is not even formatted. And of course, we wanted our document to look nice, diba? Usually, what we do to format our headings is to highlight it, change the font size. For example, this is one of my favorite, Algerian, diba? When I was in high school, sabi niya, change the color, okay? And then perhaps we can underline it. But the thing is, if you do this and you have 1,000 of headings, ito yung magiging problema natin, right? If you have 1,000 headings or 1,000 chapters, halimbawa, or 1,000 subheadings, so it will take time for you to do it, right? Modifying them one by one. Pero syempre, Erwin, when you do your formatting before, no mga hindi mo pa alam yung mga features ng Microsoft Word, what do you do?
So dati ang ginagawa ko, favorite ko, pwedeng manual. So I'll just select chapter 1 and then change the font color, font size. Okay, and then probably I'll do it on chapter 2, chapter 3. Pero yung medyo nag-advance ako, no? Nag-advance ako, 'di ba? So I click on chapter 1 and then
Okay.
under the home tab, I use Format Painter.
Ayun.
Diba?
Ang galing-galing talaga, 'di ba? So Format Painter. So what you do is to double click the Format Painter, and then nakita nyo yung cursor ko nagkaroon ng parang paint na parang paintbrush. So I can actually just highlight my headings here, and then it will automatically or automagically, 'di ba? That's my favorite word when I'm doing demo. It's automagically adapt your formatting. But the thing is, again, time-consuming pa rin siya if you're going to format 1,000 headings, right? Or 1,000 chapters, halimbawa.
Ako, Eufer, the challenge of me using Format Painter is minsan na-accident kung nakiklik yung mga text or yung mga paragraphs.
Yeah, so magiging ganito, right? So it
Yes.
will look something like that. So magko-control Z ka na naman, 'di ba? Yeah, so there's actually an easier way for you to do that. So let me just press Control Z here. Ayan. So first thing, okay, kaya nandito sa Home tab yung styles na tinatawag. So you have your styles here. And this is actually very useful though. So this was, I think, introduced in Office 2007. Correct me if I'm wrong kasi hindi ko nakita to sa Office 2003, right?
Correct. It's in 2007. Dahil dyan may 5,000 points ka.
Okay. What you can do is to highlight all your headings. You can do that by highlighting one by one. Ako, I can actually, this is another shortcut for you guys. So if you want to highlight several part of your document, no, hiwa-hiwalay siya. So I can just actually press Control and then highlight chapter 2 here, chapter 4, okay, and then chapter 3 and chapter 5, 'di ba? So it's already highlighted. So press nyo lang yung Control and then click. Okay? So makikita nyo yan. And then, what I can do is turn everything into heading 1. Now, if you have, say, chapter 3.1, 3.2, yan, so you call that heading 2. So you can set them as heading 2. Okay. So the next thing is, I can now modify my first heading, which is chapter 1. So ibalik natin siya dun sa itsura niya kanina. So it's the font color is red, it's bold, it's underlined, and the font, okay, is Algerian. And of course, lalakihan natin ng konti. Let's make it bigger. I'll make it 20. And if you notice, walang nangyari. Walang nangyari dun sa ibang chapters ko. But what I can do is, let me just zoom out a bit so that you can see it. Okay. While chapter 1 is highlighted, I can actually go to my styles here and then right click. Okay, when I right click my heading 1 style, there is actually this option called update heading 1 to match selection. Now take a look when I'm going to click this. If I'm going to click this, and there you go, everything that is set into heading 1 adopted my formatting already. So that's how you're going to format your document properly. Now, I think in most of the documents that we are doing, no, we also put in the chapter or the heading in separate pages, right? And usually, ang ginagawa natin, o Erwin, anong ginagawa mo dati dito?
Enter, 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 enter.
Galit na galit sa enter, ah. So, ang ginagawa nyo dito before is, let me just zoom out a bit, okay, is you're going to press enter multiple times. Now, tignan natin what will happen if you do that. Now, if I'm going to add, okay, if I'm going to add a content on top of chapter 2, okay, in between chapter 2 and the end of chapter 1, say I will add here random text. Okay? Nakita nyo, nag-move yung, nagkaroon ng malaking space, no, dun sa next page because I actually press enter several times. Now, tip for you if you want to check your document, no, when it comes to paragraph marks, just click this this icon here in the home tab. That's the show and hide feature for you to see the paragraph marks. Makikita nyo dito, the baliktad na letter P, hindi po yan virus by the way. In case lang napindot nyo yan, so that's not a virus. So you can see here that I actually entered or hit enter several times, no, to make paragraph. So what I can do is, let me just delete that first. Okay, and then insert. Okay, in the layout tab, let's insert a page break. Okay, so when you insert a page break, okay, when you add, okay, another, when you add some more, say, content, no, dun sa itaas ng page break, so let me just add a random text, random text again here. So by the way, the command is equals rand. So in case nakikita nyo yan, yung mga lorem ipsum, okay, that's the random text from Microsoft Word. Right now, I'm using the rand for you to create an English text. But if you want, you can just change this for lorem. Okay, and then press enter here. And then you will see lorem ipsum. Okay, so notice, okay, so I'll just zoom out a bit, na magmo-move yung second chapter dun sa next page because this is all part of my chapter 1. Okay, so that is the use of page break. Now, shortcut for you to add page break, okay, in your document, instead of going to the layout tab here, just press at the end of the chapter, for example, just press Control Enter. And as you can see here, a page break is already inserted. I can add another page break here. Okay. At the end of chapter 4, at the end of chapter 3, that's another page break there. And there you go. So all of my heading now, let me go back to my home tab and unclick the show and hide feature there. Okay. So as you can see, lahat na ng headings ko is already distributed into several pages or into different pages. Now, ano pa yung sinabi ni Erwin, no? Let me just see the email here. Sabi niya is to change the color, include paragraphs, probably include images. Okay. So, in inserting image in your document, so maraming paraan. No? So, one, say for example, I want to have a screenshot of my whole PowerPoint here. I can just press print screen from my keyboard. Okay, print screen, and then go back to my Microsoft Word here, and then click on paste. Control V. There you go. So, nakita nyo, when I select print screen here, no, it will also get a screenshot of my second monitor. So, dalawa yan. What if I just want to get the PowerPoint window here, no? So, usually ang ginagawa nyo, you crop it. But what I do is, here's another tip for you. So, for example, no, ang dami mong window na naka-open, like this one, for example. If you just want to get the PowerPoint window, okay, what you can do is just press Alt, print screen. Okay, so again, Alt, print screen. All right, so let me show you. So usually pag print screen, the entire screen will be, you will get the screenshot of the entire screen. So what you can do is if you press Alt, print screen here and press Control V, so ganito yung magiging itsura ng screenshot mo. No? You just took a screenshot of a window. Okay? Now, what if, okay, there's another what if here, Erwin, no? You wanted to, say, let me go back to this PowerPoint presentation here. So that's the conventional old method, no? Or you can do the snipping tool of Windows. But right now, in PowerPoint, there's, in not PowerPoint, in Microsoft Office, okay, there's actually feature where you can include your screenshot, no, automatically. So make sure lang, just make sure, okay, na active yung mga window. So what you can do is go to the Insert tab. Okay, if I want to insert a screenshot of the PowerPoint, click on Screenshot. Okay, and then makikita mo lahat yung active window. So this is my OneDrive OneDrive window here. I have here the Explorer window or the desktop, and I have here the presentation. So try natin to select this one. So instead of me pressing Alt Print Screen, I can just go to my Insert tab here. Again, click Screenshot, and then you will see your active window. Just click kung ano yung kailangan mong window, and then it will automatically be inserted in your document. Now, what if, okay, what if naman you just want to screenshot, okay, or snip a part of your document? Okay, so halimbawa, we just wanted this picture here, this one. No, yan lang yung gusto natin, no? Rather than, so usually, Erwin, when you just want this picture in the middle, anong ginagawa mo?
May two ways ako dyan, Eufer.
Yes.
The first way is I use paint. I cut and paste and then crop ko sa paint and then paste it here. That was before. Yung hindi ko
Yes.
pa nakikita yung crop functionality.
Mhm.
But there's a crop functionality inside Microsoft Word.
Okay. So ipakita natin, no? So one, so you have your crop functionality here. Okay? So you can do that, right? But the thing is, when you insert a picture in your document and you just crop it, the size of the picture, for example, 2 MB yung picture na yan, and you just crop it, okay, it will still add up into your document. Okay, yung size. So imbes na usually magiging 500 kilobytes lang yung document mo, because of that picture, it will still go on 2 MB, halimbawa. So what you can do in Microsoft Word or in other Office application, let me delete that, is to do, okay, the screen clipping feature. Okay, so make sure lang to make sure that kung saan manggagaling yung screen clipping mo, nandun siya sa likod ng Microsoft Word. So yun yung number one rule. It should be at the back of your Microsoft Word or any Microsoft Office document. So what you can do is just click on Insert, Screenshot, and at the bottom of the screenshot, meron dyan option to screen clipping. No? So this is, imagine the snipping tool of Windows. No? So it's already built in inside your Microsoft Office. So I'll just click screen clipping here, and then it will gray out my screen. And then I can just snip this, and it's already or automatically inserted into my document. So I can just manipulate that. Say, for example, have a square text wrapping here para maganda siya. And what's nice about this new feature on the wrapping feature of Microsoft Word then, you can actually move it seamlessly, right? So hindi na kagaya dati gumagalaw yung text natin, no? Hindi siya sumasama dun sa paggalaw ng picture. But right now I can just put it anywhere in my document, and you can just move it seamlessly. Okay, so there. Also, if you are using a feature of your Microsoft Word or any Office document. So by the way, if you're going to ask me, is the snipping or screen clipping is also available in PowerPoint? So yes. So just go to the Insert tab here, and then go to Images. Okay, and then screenshot and screen clipping. So it's also available. So that's how you do it. Now, if you use a certain feature, palagi mo siyang ginagamit, and you want it to be accessible, like, let me just remove this first. No? Nalagay ko na kasi I really use the screen clipping feature. I'll just remove to the quick access toolbar right now. Okay, so if you use the screen clipping feature most of the time, okay, what you can do is go to the Insert tab, find that command that you are using, no, parati mong ginagamit. Just click, go on to the screen clipping here, and then right-click, add to quick access toolbar. So this is, by the way, your quick access toolbar. All right. So yung mga features na lagi mong ginagamit, lalo na yung mga tagong feature. For example, I'm also fond of inserting pictures online, right? So usually when I insert picture online, pupunta ka pa dito sa Insert, go to the Pictures group, and then click on Online Pictures. So what if you can just access that outside this group, okay, or this drop down? So what you can do is right-click, okay, add to quick access toolbar. So anytime you need a picture online, I can just click this, okay, and then it will automatically direct me here to search for my online picture or pictures online. Ayan. Also, balik tayo dito sa document, no? Another instruction is for me to arrange the chapters. Those, as you can see here, chapter 4 and chapter 3 baliktad siya. So before, Erwin, what do you do when you want to move the chapter 3 on top of chapter 4?
Actually, di ko na nasabi sa'yo kanina, pero you wait, parang you proofread the document. So before, when I move chapter 3 over chapter 4,
Yeah.
I highlight that chapter 3, the
Okay.
whole text with the paragraph, and then my favorite keyboard shortcut is Control X to cut, and then move
Okay.
over chapter 4, and then before chapter 4, I paste it, Control V to paste,
Control V.
and then that's it.
That's it. And then you're gonna include another page break again para mag-move siya. But take a look ano nangyari dun sa next, 'di ba? So nawala na yung chapter 3 dito, 'di ba? Magkakaroon ka ng blank page, right? So there's an easier way for you to do that, no? It's just drag and drop. So pwede rin ganito kasi, 'di ba? Ayan. So nakabalik na siya dun sa chapter. Oops. Balik pa natin. Yan. Okay? So pwede namang drag and drop 'yan dati, 'di ba? So what you can do, drag, drop. Pero pangit pa din, 'di ba? Magkakaroon ka pa rin ng blank page here, right? So
Also, the challenge of doing that, Eufer, what if chapter 3 has multiple pages and baka may
Agree.
iwanan?
Yes,
Diba?
minsan may naiiwanan. So what you can do is to turn on your navigation pane. So to do that, just go into the View tab here, this one, and then click on Navigation pane. Okay? So in your navigation pane, since you formatted your heading perfectly, okay, using the styles, okay, ito, ginamit mo yung styles, you can now actually just drag, okay, or select chapter 3. So para siyang document map. I think this is the lumang tawag, no? This is the old name of navigation pane. You call that document map. Tama ba? In Office 2003 on the previous version of Office, you call it document map.
Yeah, in 2007, it's document map.
Document map. So even in the previews, no, nag-start ako in Office 2005. Sorry, Office 95. Ayan. So, ayan. So in-equate, pwede mo nang i-equate yung age ko dun sa Microsoft Office. Okay. So I have here chapter 3. So when you click chapter 1, automatic you'll go to chapter 1 here, okay, using your headings. But what I want to do is to put in chapter 3 on top of chapter 4. So what you can do is just click and drag and then drop. So, nandyan na yung chapter 3, and then susunod dyan is chapter 4.
Oh,
Okay?
this is really nice, Eufer, no?
Yeah.
Especially if I have long documents, especially if, kunyari, legal
Mhm.
doc, no? And I need to go to a certain section, diba? Or
Yes.
part. So, instead of me pressing Control F to find or using the scroll bar,
Mhm.
I can just simply click onto the navigation pane and then click on the certain area that I want to read.
Right. So, also, if you're going to take, I'll show you something here, though. Something cool. To some of you who are creating documents, you have subheadings, right? So, let me just put in chapter 1.1 here. Okay. 1.1, right? And then, since this is a subheading already, I'll put it as heading 2. So please observe this navigation pane here on the left. When I make it as a heading 2, automatically it will have a subheading chapter 1.1 in my document map or in my navigation pane. So that's very easy, no? So if you have several subheadings, ganyan, just pick it into heading 2, heading 3, ganyan. And then you will see it on your document map. And there you go. So after that, I will just save my project proposal. So I can just click on File and Save As, because as you can see, I opened this document right inside the Outlook, okay, the attachment. So I need to save this somewhere else because this is actually a read-only document. So this is still a read-only document. I can go on to and click on File and click on Save As. But there's actually easier way for me to do the Save As feature. Okay, I can just press or press F12 in my keyboard, and then automatically um, it will show me the dialog box for the Save As. Okay, and then of course I will put it on my OneDrive. For example, let me just do I have my OneDrive here? Okay, so let me just put it on my OneDrive somewhere. Attachment, all right, project proposal, and save it. There you go. So automatic, when you put it on a cloud storage or in OneDrive, okay, in this case, magte-turn on your autosave will automatically be turned on. Okay, so ibig sabihin, when you add something else in this document, you don't need to click the Save As feature, okay, or you don't need to save the you don't need to save the document, sorry, and it will automatically save any changes. All right, so take a look at this one. If I'm going to add, okay, take a look at this. Okay, focus dyan. If I'm going to add a content here, okay, as you can see, okay, it's actually saving already. So
Wait,
I
that
didn't,
is really cool, Eufer.
yeah.
Kasi most of the time, if I'm doing or I'm multitasking,
Mhm.
sometimes I open Word and then PowerPoint, and sometimes I've always forgot to save. So
Yeah,
if I save it to the cloud, it automatically saves.
it automatically saves the document. Okay. So now let me just click on I'm finished uh, editing the document now. Um, you can actually use the share feature of the document here. Let me just show you. one thing. Okay, so you can share that from your OneDrive. But
Oh,
what
that
I can do is I can actually go on and go back to Outlook here and reply all or reply to Erwin. Okay, usually I always do reply all because sometimes may mga nakakopy na ibang tao dun sa email. So right now I'll still hit reply all, and then Erwin showed you the traditional way for you to attach a file. So usually we go here on the browse PC. But what I can do right now, I can show you is for you to attach, okay, from the recent items. So this is the project proposal na ginawa natin kanina. So as you can see, also in the icon, there's a cloud icon there. So means that's it's located in the cloud or in my OneDrive. So I can just click that, okay, and it will ask me if I want to share the link or attach as a copy. Now, this is a tricky, no? So if your document is more than the allowable attachment. So Erwin, if I may ask, what is the allowable attachment for Outlook?
Well, that depends. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
if you're using an on-premise server, which is Exchange, some organizations have at least 5 MB or 3 MB pa nga eh. Pero
Yes.
in Outlook, or if you're on Office 365 or using Exchange Online as backend, that's actually 25 MB to 33 MB. That depends on the setting na ginawa ni admin.
All right. So imagine if you're going to attach a 100 MB file in your Outlook, okay, so the email won't go through. So hindi po siya masesend. Okay,
Oy,
magkakaroon ng
sometimes
error.
we use third-party tool para lang mag-attach for that.
Yeah.
Parang I use you send it, ganyan,
Mm-hmm.
or mga ganyan na mga scenario.
Yeah. So instead of doing that, so better yet, put it in your OneDrive, okay, and then you can share the link or attach a copy. So it's all up to you. If you want to share the link, it will be an editable document. It's a living document for both of you and your recipient. So right now, I will share the link. Okay. So as you can see here, nakalagay doon, you work together on real time, right? So also, nakalagay pa rin dyan, it has the cloud icon. And also in sharing the link as well, you can also modify permissions. Okay, so in this drop down here, okay, I can just click on that and then click change permission. So it can be anyone can edit or anyone can view. If it's view only, the recipient cannot open the file and add or do additions to it. Or in most organizations, may mga iba pang settings dito. So it can be the recipients can edit, okay? Tapos when the recipient will forward it, no, the next recipient will not. Say for example, si Erwin, na-receive niya yung email from me, okay, nakaset siya na siya lang yung pwedeng mag-edit. And then when he will forward it to another person, that person cannot edit the document anymore. Okay, because he's the only one authorized to edit it. So that's how you're going to secure permissions for your document. So I can click anyone can edit here, and then let me just put in, hi Erwin, please see attached document. New paragraph. Thank you. And then I can just click send. And there you go. Now I'll be turning it over to Erwin.
Thank you so much, you for doing a great job answering to my email on the day itself. So let me just to have a recap of what we've discussed for today. So it's actually a checklist, no. So if you want to watch this, again, this is uploaded in YouTube. You can always follow through and then use it also as a guide in terms of doing the demo. So we've mentioned of using Outlook. We use the 4Ds in terms of email management. We use the mentions, at mentions. You have to do it already. If it's going to be less than 5 minutes, you answer it. Now, if it's going to be more than 5 minutes and it's going to take so much of your time and energy, you have to defer it by using flags or even do a calendar out of it. Now, in terms of email management, again, remember sometimes the emails that are coming to you are redundant emails. That's why we showed you conversation view. And the good thing there is an option to do a clean up conversation. So anything that is redundant, let's say the 4 emails, again, it will get deleted. It will save the latest email. Now, a scenario, a question in the chat box actually shows that, Erwin, how about this email was forwarded to another person? Okay, so it's gonna have a branch out of that conversation. So the good thing there is Outlook is smart enough to detect that you loop another person, or if you had another conversation, that is gonna save a different conversation. So same pa rin, in just same subject line, you have two conversations in place. Okay. Another good thing that we've done during the session is we actually showed you the dictate functionality. So when you delegate an email already, which is in this scenario, I send an email to Eufer. I use the dictate functionality to tell what I want Eufer to do in using or editing the document. Okay, and in Microsoft Word, you have your mouse shortcuts. Okay, so you first showed you the styles, how to page break. I think you're the best person to discuss this in terms of the checklist.
Yeah, so yeah, I showed you some mouse shortcuts, the single click, double click, triple click, control left click for you to select the sentence. We discussed styles for you to format your headings. I also added page break. And by the way, there's another break. Oh, hindi po to heartbreak, but it's actually called section break. Okay, so the section break will allow you to add landscape orientation page in the document. Kindly explore that, know how to add a landscape orientation in the middle of the document. And then the screenshot and the screen clipping feature, I also showed you how to add your favorite command or buttons in the quick access toolbar for you to access it if you need it. And also, how are you going to save your files in the cloud? And another shortcut that sinabi ko sa inyo is F12 for you to save as. And
Mhm.
I also shown you how to attach recent files and the maximum capacity of your Outlook attachment, which is 25 to 33 MB. And also working with permissions when it comes to securing your document.
Okay. We've discussed you a lot of things, and this is just a tip of an iceberg of what your Office application can do. And this is more of Word and Outlook. Now, if you want to learn more and at the same time you want to get validated in using the application itself, you can actually email us at learn@line-lnd.com to have an intense course or more of a hands-on experience of using those applications. So if you want to have a training, we can do that. But if you want to go further and you want to have that validation that you are really an expert of using that application, and most of the time, a lot of people is using this in terms of their promotion, okay, you can actually have a certification with us. That's MO400 for Microsoft Outlook and MO100 in Microsoft Word. You can actually search it in Bing. Okay, search it. It will give you the outline in terms of passing the exam, or just simply email us. In terms of the next steps, again, please expect for those who attended the session, we will email you in terms of the checklist, okay, and at the same time, the link to this recording, which is uploaded in YouTube.
Yeah,
Now,
and
yep,
also
super.
sorry, Erwin.
Sorry,
And
cut you.
also in the email, we will be, since this is a series, right? We will be adding the link to the registration for the next webinar,
Yeah,
right?
that's really nice. Especially if you want to be part of it, diba? Kasi later we'll show you why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so remember the first part when you showed you the individual productivity, the team productivity, and at the same time there's a community in place. We encourage everyone to please do join us, the Modern Work Heroes community here in the Philippines. There's a shortened link there. That's bit.ly/mwhc-ph. So please join to that group. It's actually in LinkedIn. Okay, so there are tips and tricks in terms of what are the best practices that you need to do in a modern workplace, diba? So ako, I learned a lot from this group. So me and you for actually as part of this group, no, na we are one of the
Yeah.
founders, no. So we encourage everyone to please join this community. So again, remember, as part of our promise in terms of the ADCAR model, the last part is reinforcement. Okay, so since this is a six-part Better Together sessions, and we encourage everyone to always answer the exit survey. Please do answer truthfully. We thank you for answering it, and at the same time, if you finish that, you will receive a certificate from us finishing the six sessions.
Six
Okay?
sessions, right? So
Yes.
we want you to be with us for the six sessions, for the six. This is just the first session, no? So may lima pa tayo. So we'll do
Mhm.
this monthly. Okay, and if you finish the six sessions, we will be giving you a certificate of completion from us. Okay, completing the Better Together series.
So every month, we're actually targeting that's every 24th of the
Mm-hmm.
month. Okay, so that it's easy for you to remember. Oh, okay, the calendar. Oh, it's already 24th of the month. That's the Better Together sessions with Eufer and Erwin. Oh, by the way, so not just that, Eufer, aside from getting certificate from Line Learning or certificate of completion, this is the creature. Okay, this is it's a surprise for you. So you will get a chance to win an MOS exam voucher. Remember the MO 400 and 100? You can actually get a free exam voucher that is for free. Okay, from us, 'di ba? Siyempre, you stayed for six sessions, 'di ba? And 'di
Mm-hmm.
ba? It's better that we give a gift. Okay? So it's
Yeah.
get a chance to win an MOS exam voucher.
All right. So for our next Better Together series, so based on the registration form on the survey that we did, you wanted this topic, connecting your word outline to PowerPoint presentation. So it's very hard sometimes, no, to copy all your headings in PowerPoint and from Microsoft Word. So usually what you do is to manually copy all your headings to transform it into a presentation. But you can actually do that automagically from Microsoft Word to PowerPoint. So we'll be showing you this one on our next session naman.
Wow, Ufer,
Ayan.
it's like watching Avengers, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Parang
so
may
perhaps
series siya.
perhaps on our next topic, no, we can show you the adding the landscape orientation in the middle of your document kasi konti lang nakakaalam nun. Alright? So
Yep.
yan. So see you on March 24, 2021 for another hour and 30 minutes for Better Together series from Line
Okay.
Learning. Ayan.
So I think with that, we appreciate your time and really from the bottom of our heart, together with our team from Line Learning, we thank you everyone for attending the session. And again, please do follow us in Facebook. That's fb.com/line learning. We always post things in terms of best practices and sometimes updates from Microsoft. And we have our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/line learning, or you can email us at learn@line-lnd.com. So with that, thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day. God bless.
Thank you so much. Bye everyone. See you on the 24th.